There we go. YouTube took a second to think about it. I got my lid on my coffee right from the get-go today, so Monday ain't gonna do me like that right now. What up, team? You had to come right there. He had to come and put his big old body right where I was gonna put my foot. What up, team? It's Monday. We are back. We made it through the weekend. It is rainy as hell here, which is good. I like it. Let's see. Should we talk MVP again? Get me so worked up that I spill coffee all over. Or I guess the only baseball thing that happened since Friday is the Mariners re-signed Josh Naylor to a 5-year deal. I think that is an incredibly good move. I think the Mariners are going to be in the World Series next year. That's just my thoughts. I also think you can bank this. Cal Raleigh there's no way Cal Raleigh can replicate this last year. The question is, does he J-Rod it? Like, do you have two J-Rods on the team where he just never even comes close to living up to those numbers? Or does he put up like MVP numbers every year? Just clearly probably not as good as this last year. I'm curious. As you all know, I'm not a huge J-Rod fan. I think he's very overrated. I am a big Cal Raleigh fan because he's a catcher. He's a switch hitter. I don't know. I think he's clearly not going to be able to put up the same. He's not Aaron Judge. He can't do it every year. And if so, he's going to have to move away from being catcher pretty soon. And he's a Gold Glove catcher. But I don't know. The Josh Naylor thing, that is a great signing. And to get it done that quick, too, I think that is a great signing because their pitching staff is still, I think their starting five is still intact. Their bullpen was good. They add on to that. I think they'll probably get a better second baseman, Polanco. I think they can do better than that. Can't even think of who they have off the top of my head at third, but they've got Randy in left. They've got kind of a rotation in right, I think. I just think it's a great pickup. Or not a pickup, but a great job of signing him. I think he's a Seattle type of guy too. All right, let's get into our dailies, shall we? Yeah, I have always liked both of the Nailers. I think beyond they're kind of characters, but also, I mean, they ball out, man. They ball out. Plus the shoe game I like. I really appreciate the shoe game. So, let's see. Last week we went 8-1. Not bad. Not bad at all. Only one home run. But now let's start a new week. We'll just say the over-under is 7.5. So obviously we're going for the over. But let's see what kind of trouble we can get in. Let's kick off with left field. All right. It is Me Monday, BT Dubs. Just a reminder, it is Me Monday. So, all right. This is better than kicking off with designated hitter. So I'll take it. All right, here we go. Left field. We've got the Hague and Stone. The Hague and Stone. I cannot think of a baseball player in any era with these last names that I am aware of. Stone. Rick Stone was the name I was going to guess Phillies here since you Jeff Stone. All right, well there you go. Jeff Stone, almost my first name as a radio DJ. I went with Rick Stone. I don't know why I felt I needed to have a different name, let alone Rick Stone. Jeff Stone, I do remember that name. George Stone, I do not know. I don't know George Stone, but Jeff Stone, I do remember. All right, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go Phillies simply because I got no other guess, and that's the only Stone that I do know with your help. Well, it was the Phillies. All right. It was the Phillies. Look, my papers are coffee soaked from last week. All right. So we got a Phillies game. I mean, it could be a World Series game in the 80s. Let's see. Haig. Nailed it. Who are you guys with Jeff or George Stone? George Stone. I don't know who that is, but this is apparently probably Jeff. So let's stick with Phillies. Phillies. Let's assume it is Jeff Stone. Joe Haig, I don't know who that is. Just like I don't know who George Stone is. Let's assume that this is a National League game in probably the early 80s, late 70s. Not a World Series game. All right, let's go. We can skip DH, I think. Let's go. Should we go corner outfield for Meme Monday? Not a very good dead ball era hitter. Did he play for the Phillies? Can we assume that this is Jeff Stone, or is there a possibility that this might be a George Stone as well? Let's do this. Let's go corner outfield. We've got Lee and Hizzle. God, I'm not going to make a boomer joke because I know what a boomer would joke about with this last name, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not that guy. So I went to the doctor last week. That's why there's no pod. I did not feel good last week. I got my COVID and my flu shot, and I felt like balls. Larry Hizzle. I don't know. But my doctor came in a very ethnic matched outfit, head to toe. It was a strong game, and it was my favorite color, too. And I guarantee you every boomer that they saw that day said something about it like, oh, wow. Ooh. And because I could just see my mom or my dad would absolutely do that. And I said nothing. I just told them his shoes were cool. Shoe game, appreciated shoe game. The Phillies had a Stone in the early 70s that they got from the A's, maybe Ray Stone. Heisel. But if you say Hizzle, that makes this whole story better because I'm making fun of boomers that would inevitably try to speak like Snoop Dogg from 20 years ago and think they were being funny. That's what I was getting at. All right, I can assume this is not Cliff Lee. So this isn't Jeff Stone. Well, that doesn't make this any easy. Well, again, it just makes it, I don't know. It could be a World Series game. We're going to stick in the National League. Let's go with, let's go with the Cubs just because I mentioned Cliff Lee. This is clearly not Cliff Lee, but let's do it. No. Do we sweep the outfield or do we go corner infield next? We're going to do no pitchers. Let's do no pitchers today. No pitchers on Meme Monday. Let's hit the corner. Let's hit the corner infield. Allen. Alan Lee Haig sounds like a serial killer. Or Lee Allen Haig. That also sounds like a serial killer. All right, let's go with National League. Should we go with the Reds just for sheer years? Is it Dick Allen? That was my thought, but I don't. The timeline here seems to be very confusing. And I don't know who Dick Allen played for in the National League. Like, when I think of Dick Allen, I just think of that White Sox Sports Illustrated cover when I picture him mentally. Dodgers or Cardinals? All right, let's go with the Cardinals. There we go. That was.
That's right, I did it! That's number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! Get it right!
That one was a big assist to you guys. I was not gonna get that from there. I didn't know Dick Allen played for the Cardinals, but 1970 Bob Gibson. Well, see, this is where it's gonna hurt us, because we would have had Bob Gibson and Jim Bunning as our pitchers, I'm guessing, and that would have given it away. If I would have gone with pitcher, first of all, I would have known the two teams right away. Bob Gibson fan 16 in Hall of Fame matchup with Jim Bunning by Doug Feldman with 2 N's. All right, 1970, 16 strikeouts. Jim Bunning opposite him on the bump. We're going to go 220. I'm going to go a little bit lower than that. I'm going to go 212. 212. Get your higher or lowers in. 212. Four minutes. 4 minutes off. Look at this. All-time pitching matchup in front of 12,000 people. 207. You are very close. 157. You are a minute off. A minute off. 12,000 people. How many people said they were at this game, though? Let's see. For the Cardinals, who we needed, Jose Cardinal, we would have gone third base next, which would have been Phil Gagliano. No. All right, so it was Dick Allen. Joe Torre. I would have gotten to Cardinals eventually. Whether it would have been in time, I don't know. And Bob Gibson was the giveaway, but we're going no pitchers today. This isn't Stan's father, is it? It is Stan's father. There we go. Stan Javier. The Phantom or Hooli? It's a good one. Julian Javier. For the Phils, we got Oscar Gamble. We've got Ron Stone. We got Larry Bowa and Jim Bunning. All right. Well, we got it. You guys helped me a bit on that one. More Phillies fans to show to boo Rolen than they did to boo Dick Allen. Really? I didn't know Scott Rolen was that unpopular. I know Scott Rolen, just from listening to his Hall of Fame induction speech, would have absolutely made the Hizzle joke if that is indeed, if he pronounced that name that way. He would have made the joke, I guarantee you, based solely on his Hall of Fame induction speech. All right. 1-0. Here we go. Next game. No pitchers. We're going to start. We didn't hit third base in the first game, so we'll start with first base or third base. Ooh, This could be Julio or Matt Franco, and this could be Charlie Hayes or LeBron Hayes. LeBron Hayes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't. Why was he so? Is it because he left? I don't remember, like, if he just didn't re-sign a contract or if he demanded a trade. I don't remember. I don't remember. Kind of like when Jason Giambi came back to Oakland in pinstripes for the first time. I never forgave him for that. Most fans did. I never did. All right. So let's assume that this is Charlie Hayes or Lord Alfred Hayes. How about that? There's a deep cut if anybody gets Lord Alfred Hayes. Let me know. LeBron Hayes. LeBron Hayes could play some hoops too. Ah, okay. I get it. Been there. And then did he not ever or accept anything that they proposed, and then he left? Not 5 for 1. Oh, Von Hayes. That's another good one. Could be Von Hayes. It could be Von Hayes and Julio Franco, but wasn't Von Hayes an outfielder? I'm not sure he was, or at least a first baseman. I don't remember if Von played third. This could be anywhere from the 80s up through the early 2000s. I got to write down my teams before I forget. Cards. And Julio doesn't really help because he played for 42 of the Major League Baseball's teams. I'm going to start calling it the Major League Baseballs because people keep calling it the MLB. So I'm going to start leaning into it, just like I call him. He's got a lot of runs batted ins. Let's say that this is Charlie Hayes. Now, let's do this. Julio is playing somewhere in Oh, so I found out. So I logged on to my MLB.TV account this weekend because I wanted to watch some Caribbean games. And you got to pay for an off-season rate to get those. So there is live baseball, but they're making you pay for it. That's lame. I'm a member of the Players Union, damn it. Yeah, there's video, though, of Gary Sheffield smoking a cigar and hitting bombs, too. I mean, also, when we think about it, Julio and Sheffield were both steroids guys who both still look pretty ripped. So I'm just saying. Franco played for everybody. If this is Charlie, this could be the Rockies or the Yankees. Who else did Charlie Hayes play for? I don't know. Let's just go Yankees, just because that's pretty encompassing and everyone played for the Yankees at some point. All right. So this is Charlie Hayes. This gives us a good time frame. Let's go. We can go anywhere here. Let's do DH. There's going to be a DH. I love using the DH. We've got Cess and Butch Husky. We've got number 42, Butch. This is the Mets, isn't it? Is this the World Series from 2001 or 2001, 2002? Yeah, I think this is the Mets.
Oh, doctor! You can hang a star on that, baby!
Nothing. What? Dogs are barking. They're very excited. Have somebody just in a car outside our house. Oh, shoot. When is that? November 20th. All right. I don't know if you guys remember, we've got people coming to pick up donations again this week. And if you remember, it's the same people that last time I put them out on the curb and some two women just came and started stuffing it in their Prius and took off. So very weary. We got porch pirates. All right. I don't know what they were doing, but they're gone. All right. Let's see here. That's a win. We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's see. 1997. Mets win their first regular season game against the Yankees by Bruce Slutsky. Okay. It's an interesting name. 1997 Mets Yankees. This game probably took 7 hours. 6-0 was the score. I'm going to go 321. I think that's on the short side. You know what? Actually, that's probably a pretty good. That's probably a pretty good number. I'll go a little bit longer. I'm going to go 336. 336 in 1997. Mets Yankees. Self-important game. 336. 244. They had to stick it to me, didn't they? 244. All right. Let's take a look at some names, shall we? Because I see the one dog leading off for the Mets. Got Gilkey in left. We got Ole at first. There's Hundley, Husky, Carl Everett. Going to hurt himself. Carlos Baerga. Matt Franco, Luis Lopez, Dave Malecki on the mound. Wow. For the Yanks, I mean, there's a rogues gallery. Pat Kelly. There's a name I haven't heard for a while. Constantino, hard-hitting Mark Whitten, Chad Curtis, Joe Girardi, Andy Pettit, and the Aussie, Graham Lloyd. All right. Nailed it. All right. That's 2-0. 247. Almost. I say that all the time. Phillies, Giants, Rockies, and Yankees. I guess I remember the Giants. The Phillies, I don't remember as much for Charlie Hayes. All right. Let's go ahead. Game 3. Send it. All right. So we've done the corner infield. We've done the corner outfield. Let's go. We're going to stay in the middle this one. 9 hits and still got a complete game. Well, 9 hits isn't that bad for a complete game. What do you... I think 9 hits, 2 walks. He only threw 119 pitches. That's not bad. I take it. All right, we're going to stay up the middle. So we're going to go with catcher first. McCullough and Lombardi. I don't think this is George Lombard. McCullough and Lombardi. No idea. No idea at all. Ernie or Phil Lombardi? I don't know. I don't know of any Lombardis. I know George Lombard, and that's it. Let's go Let's go. Let's go. METSGO. Why haven't the Mets made a song of Hot to Go? METSGO. The Mets are hot to go. I mean, who needs OMG? I have just written the banger of the summer. Lombardi. All right, we're going to go American League this time. We've had two National Leaguers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go with the Twins, Senators, and all of those involved. No. All right, let's keep it up the middle. We're going shortstop. Marullo, and Miller. Marullo and Miller. This one broke your streak at 17. Ooh. Not bad at all. Marullo and Miller. I don't even know what time frame this is the thing. I have no idea. So let's just go Dodgers. Let's just get some. It's a National League, but we'll do it. This is not a DH game. That was my guess as well. So I'm not gonna. Plus the DH isn't up the middle. So let's go. Let's go center field before before second base. Gilbert and Holmes. Gilbert Gottfried in center field. This is another one of those comedians versus leading man. Melissa Gilbert. Is this a Little House on the Prairie kind of situation? Dave Holmes in center field. Dave or Pete Holmes. By the way, my Lord Alfred Hayes. I don't know. I didn't see any answers. Tommy Holmes. I don't know. Tommy Holmes is a boxer. Got it. Nailed it. Lord Alfred Hayes, old WWF. I think he was a real old time wrestler, but he was best known as, at least for me, as a commentator. Lord Alfred Hayes. Katie Holmes. Sherlock. Holmes, smell you later. I got a lot of Holmes, but I don't know where they played. Let's see. Let's go American League. Let's go Cleveland. Oh, I would love it if it was this, like the Spiders or the Naps. Well, I mean, the Guardians includes the Naps. Yeah, let's just go with Cleveland. The Easton Assassin. Was that his nickname? New York Rangers, Rod Gilbert. Rod Gilbert, see, to me, Rod Gilbert is a British comedian. He was on Taskmaster for one of the seasons. Let's see. We did center field, so we got to do second base. Sisti and Stringer. I have zero idea. Gilbert without Sullivan. Nice. Oh, God. We're getting into some musical theater. Stringer and Sisti. These are made up names. Actually, you know what? Stringer and Sisty seem like we've had them before. Oh, Gilbert. Gilbert, just like Phil Plantier. Take this Phil Plantier stuff. It's Phil Plantier. Sisty, this seems familiar. Like Stringer and Sisty we've had before. I just have no idea who. We're gonna stick in the American League. Let's go with the Tigres. I'm just whatever I see. No. All right, this is it. Where do we go? We're doing it's Meme Monday. No pitchers allowed. We've gone up the middle, so now we've got to take a corner spot. Do we do our third base because you guys are in love with that position? Do we go first base? Do we go corner? Which of the corner outfields? First person that puts in anything. Well, one of those four positions gets to choose first, third, left, or right. Yeah, not Matt Morello. I think I put him out a while ago. All right, first one to name it. Right field it is. Okay, well. I think you were helping me there because now I've got a guess. Now the Wainers did play on other teams. I know this because I just looked up Big and Little Poison. I have a note. You can't see it because I'm not sharing my writing app, but I have this literally written down for a BP segment this week, I guess, where Big Poison and Little Poison, I wanted to know why, okay, Big and Little, obviously older and younger brother, but is that the only reason? I'm thinking Big Poison might be like 6'2", buck or 215 or so. He was 5'8", 153 pounds. Big Poison was 5'8", 153 pounds. All right, I'm going with the Bucks. I mean, we might need the road team here, but I feel safe with the Pirates on this one. Nope. No joy in Mudville. 1942, the pitcher is a slugger. Braves' Jim Tobin belts 3 home runs by Gregory H. Wolf. All right, 1942, 6-5 game. I'm going to say this was a 2-hour and 39-minute game. 2:39. Get your bets in higher or lower. 2:39. I'm going to say I nailed it. This is 2:39. I might not have won the game, but this is 2:39 on the dot. All right, we got a 2:27 in. Let's see. Whoa, 1 hour and 56 minutes in front of a crowd of 3,400 people. And this is the beginning of the season. You don't know if they're going to be good or bad yet. All right, we got the who did we need? We needed the Braves. Lou Stringer, Lou Novakov, Stan Hack. I feel like Stan Hack is just like a Hack Wilson. Oh, he's born in Sacktown. He's just a Stan or a Hack Wilson wannabe. Well, he led the league in stolen bases and caught stealing. That's not exactly a great line there for Smilin' Stan. I don't know any of these other people. For Boston, Paul Wainer is Sibby. We've obviously looked at him before. Sibby Sisti, Sebastian, 3 years in the military, right in the prime of his career. Jim Tobin, that name is familiar. High school, Oakland. He's buried in. I need to add him to the list of people whose grave I need to go to. Jim Tobin, he's got some black ink. Had a good I say a good season because I saw a lot of black ink. No, it's because he led the league in losses. 28 complete games, though. All right. Wait, what was his nickname? Abadabba, brother of Jackie Tobin. Ooh, okay. A lot of military service. All right, well, not our best game, but 2-1 to start off with. There's our one loss. We're going to go undefeated the rest of the way. Guaranteed. Warriors, yep. Warriors doing these guys in. I like to mention when they've served. All right. Well, that's it for our first 3 games. We'll pick up the middle 3 on Wednesday. Thank you, Paul. Love the game. Love it. All right, let's go to, this is a big thing. Daily Walk-Off is on like a they're on the precipice of no longer being played. These categories are getting a little too absurd recently. All right, let's see. Franchise most appearances ranked 15 through 30. That is not helping your staying power. 15 through 30? 3-time All-Star with Athletics, switch hitter, played mostly relief pitcher. Franchise most appearances. That's weird. You know, Lowry was a switch hitter. Raleigh was a reliever, obviously. Coco, I think, was a switch hitter. Billy Burns must have been a switch hitter because he doesn't fit in any of these other things. Campy could go there. Emilio was a reliever. And Izzy was a reliever because Puck was a starter with the A's. Where would he go? Maybe Campy's got a, or two of these guys probably go over here for appearances. These guys were all relievers. Although Izzy started, he closed for the A's. That's my thought. Puck might have been a switch hitter. Although Puck did come in relief at the end of his time with Oakland. Were one of these guys a switch hitter? Like if Vida Blue was here, we know he was a switch hitter. See, Jed Lowry might be a 3-time All-Star with the A's because he was an All-Star a lot. Like he was the one representative a lot of times. Oh, maybe it's this? Does maybe Raleigh have enough appearances? I don't think that could possibly be true. Maybe he goes over here then. And we put the captain over here? Yeah, that's... I think... Let's just send it and see what we got. This is really screwing me up. Appearances 15 through 30. All right. We got that out of the way. So, Topsy Hartzell, this is where he goes. He was not an all-star. Well, I'm going to assume he wasn't. These two could be, though. Let's switch Campy and Bando and just see what we get. All right. So let's switch those two. Nailed it. All right. I'm not going to lie. This one was kind of fun. This one involves some thinking as opposed to 1 through 3 in 2001, 4 through 6 in 2001, 7 through 9 in 2001. This was a good one. You've lived to see another day. All right. Grid. It's Meme Monday for the grid. We've got Giants, Bucks, 2000 career hits. We've got the A's, the Yankees, the Padres. All right. So we've got Ricky squares right here. We've got a Mattingly square right here. So let's put Mattingly in first.
Mattingly! I thought I told you to trim those sideburns! Go home! You're off the team for good!
Fine. Still like him better than Steinbrenner.
All right. Now, Ricky can go in one of these two squares. Which one? I mean, we know it. If this was Feud Friday, we know what number 1 would be here. What if I'm just looking to see who I have clips for? Oh, well, here. All right, we're going to put Ricky down here in the Mattingly square. And then here,
Number 32, Kit Hit or Die Keezy.
all right. So we've got two. I mean, Ricky's a meme. Overall, we've got 3 memes thus far. Normally here, I would use Rajay Davis or Darren Lewis, but neither of them are, well, I don't want to disparage Rajay, but he's not meme material. Let's go here. Let's go A's across here. So let's think of meme-worthy athletics. So you've got Canseco and McGuire. They didn't play on either of these teams. Stu didn't play on either of these teams. Eck didn't play on either of these teams. I don't think Zito. Zito is kind of meme-worthy. That's a good call.
He's not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks.
That's a good call. Whoa! Apparently the number 1 as well. People forget Darren Lewis and Rajay Davis. But we're here for memes. We're meme hunting. And he was on The Masked Singer if you needed more meme cred. That's a good call. All right, A's and Pirates. Jason Kendall. Is Kendall meme worthy? I don't think so. Cobra. Oh yeah. Good. Very good. You guys are on it today. We are 6 for 6 memes today thus far. Or I'm sorry, 5 for 5 memes so far. All right. Let's go Yankees. So, meme-worthy Yankees. We got the squatty body, but we know he's only Yankees. We got Steve Sachs. Didn't play for either of these teams. We've got Steve Howe. I don't think he played for either of these teams. Winnie. Oh, yeah, Winnie doesn't go. Winnie can't be used down here either. Let's see. Nettles. Goose. can't use him here. Louis Tiant, can't use him here. So many Boggs, can't use him here. Who are my other players that I've got queued up? Nobody that goes there. Let's see, meme-worthy Yankees that played for teams other than the Yankees. Oh yeah, I know Johnny LeMaster was an Athletic at one point. I do know that. So Goose played for both these teams? I didn't know that. Because I did mention him. I did not know that he played for either of those teams, so I can't use that. Said Steve Howe. Oh, Randy Johnson works here. Definitely meme-worthy. All right. Oh, we've forgone our no pitchers today reference. Ooh, well, if we can get an all number one. All right, so then New York and the Buccos. I didn't. Maybe I remember Goose in a Giants uniform. I don't think so, though. Yankees and Bucks. Charlie Hayes. Is he meme-worthy, though? I mean, we used Charlie Hayes here just because we mentioned him earlier. Dale Berra, done. And get this, I might not have a Dale Berra specific clip, but he's in this clip.
Where are those guys? Duck out! Duck out!
I am.
Chuck Tanner. Dale Berra, that's a great shot right there. It's a nose made for some candy right there. That's a good fit. I'll give you one.
He's not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks.
I think that I've got one here.
He's not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks. He's not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks.
Clips there. Apparently I had not. All right. We are currently 7 for 7 in memes for the day. If we can get somebody here with this matching stovetop cap, I'll be really excited. All right, so Padres, Jack Clark right here. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a straight bingo of of the pillbox hats. Now, I'm going to put, I think, Jack Clark here. Yeah, because Big Fly Bitches is definitely meme worthy. So we'll put Jack Clark there. I guess Jack Clark would have worked in the Yankees spot as well. Goose fits the bottom square. I guess he does because he pitched for the Pirates. But again, I didn't know that, so we can't use Goose there. All right, let's name some Pirates and see who we've got. So Stargell and Clemente we can't use because obviously they were just Pirates. Who else would have a pillbox hat in their BR picture? Let's see. No Tony Pena, unfortunately. Mike Piazza doesn't work for the Bucks. I realize I'm not going to know enough pirates from that era that I'm going to be able to do it. So let's name some other pirates. Bonilla won't work there. Jeff King, Chico Lind, Doug Drabeck. Let's see. Sid Bream. Andy Van Slyke. Aramis Ramirez. Let's see. No, if we name some Padres, we got like Chef. We got Benito Santiago, Carmelo Martinez, Bruce Bochy or Bruce Bochy. I think they both would fit there. Terry Kennedy, John Kruk. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I wouldn't unless Kent Tekulve fit there. Operation. I wouldn't come up with that on my own though. But that's definitely meme worthy. Derek Bell is he's trying to creep onto my most used list. Let's see. I was naming Padres. Let's see. So we've got Caminiti. We've got Roberto Alomar. Tony Fernandez might have played with the Bucks at the end, but I don't think he's meme worthy so much. Phil Plantier, but he didn't play for the Bucks. Matt Stairs. Did Stairs play for the Padres? I know he played for the Bucks. I'm not sure if he's meme material, though. He's just professional hitter. What other Padres can we name here? Kevin McReynolds. No. Oh, Kevin McReynolds would have worked here. Again, not meme worthy though. Giles would work here, but he's not meme worthy. He could go on there because Dental List gets suspended for meme and feud. Could put a Giles there, but just no memes. Ozzy obviously never played for the Bucks. Bill Madlock, I don't think played for the Padres. Wally Joyner didn't play for the Bucks. I don't think Shooter played for either of those. But who are some characters for either the Bucks or the Padres? Raleigh didn't play for the Bucks. Who was on that World Series team for San Diego? Gonzo. Ryan Klesko didn't play for the Bucks. Hoffman didn't play for the Bucks. I can remember Craig Kimbrell's name, but he doesn't fit in this category. But I remembered his name, which is let's do this, which is a big improvement. Meds. Ed Whitson. See, I wouldn't know that Eddie Lee played for the Bucks. It's a good one though, because that's definitely meme worthy. Definitely meme worthy. Champ Summers. Did Champ Summers play for the Bucks? Because that works. I'm trying to think of who was on the field for the brawl against Atlanta now. Tim Flannery. Who have been some malcontents with San Diego? McGriff, not he wasn't a malcontent, but McGriff didn't play for the Bucks. Yeah, I know. I was as soon as you said Whitson, not a Buck. As soon as you said Whitson, I was like, it's like Billy doesn't work. I mean, we might have to tap out here at 8 and just put somebody in here. That might just be the way we got to go. Too bad McGriff doesn't work because I'm wearing my Tom Amansky shirt today. We've got 2 minutes to come up with somebody. So if it's not a meme, we could just go with a Giles, because I did like the Giles when they were playing. Now what I know about them, not as much. The thing is, I also don't remember which Giles. They might have not. They might have one played for San Diego and one played for the Bucks. And I don't remember Matt Stairs playing for the Padres. He might have, but I don't remember it. Let's see. Franco doesn't work here. Bartolo doesn't work here. I don't think Mike Morgan works here. Who are some of our other cheat codes? Brian Giles. All right, we'll do that because we're at 9:59, and I like to keep these things at an hour. So let's do this Brian Giles. 16%. That's a high mark for Brian Giles. All right. Average score was 7.6. Blew it out of the water. Octavio Dotel. That's right. That's a cheat code right there. Ricky was number 1 up there. Parker was number. Oh, there's 2 number 1s. 3 number 1s we got. Giles was a number 1. How many people remember Brian Giles, I guess? I don't know. All right, so we got 8 memes. That is our record. New record. Ding, ding, ding. 8 memes. 8 memes. Of that, though, we also had 4 number 1s, which is pretty high for that. But we'll take it. The Padres, well, actually, just the Bucks were the hardest ones, but the Padres there too. Let's just see if we could have come up with a meme here. Giles, tennis, Gossage. You know, I think Gossage got mentioned on The Simpsons at some point. Benito did work there. Reggie Sanders. None of these are screaming memes. Derek Bell, but again, I didn't know. Kurt Bavacqua. There's a meme right there. Anybody else here meme worthy? Johnny Jeter. There's Derek Lee. We mentioned him earlier. Gary Matthews. Tommy. Chan Ho Park is meme worthy. I would have not come up with him probably. Sluggo, kind of meme worthy, but not. There's Matt Stairs. You're correct there. Nobody there. Let me get into just pictures. There's just not a lot of meme worthy people here. Chan-Ho Park would have fit. I mean, Ed Whitson fit too, but I just didn't know that he pitched for Pittsburgh. All right. Well, you know, we got it. We got it. All right. I can tell what time it is. Huh. I can tell what time it is. It's raining, buddy. It's raining. All right. That'll do it for Monday, day one. Hope everyone has a good week. I will see you on Wednesday. As far as I know, it'll be on time. Be good to each other. Stay hydrated. And we will see you